I recently heard that millennials are still obsessed with their favorite childhood series because the world has become such an unpredictable and scary place that we want to surround ourselves with those things so that we can feel like we're in control and safe. Personally, I definitely agree. But we're grown-ups now, so we need to figure out how to display our most beloved items in our collections in a grown-up way. Today we're going to be diving deeper into decorating for your Star Wars fandom. If this is the first Decorate for Your Fandom video that you have seen, make sure that you go and see my introduction video, which touches on a bunch of other broad ideas for other beloved series. In my introductory video, I listed only one design style that I thought paired well with Star Wars fandom, mid-century or mid-century modern. Today I'm going to show you different versions of this and also add some other design styles for you to consider that might pair better with your personality or your home's actual design style. I'll also be sharing display products that you may want to consider for yourself. All of that will be linked below. To start off, let's tap into the types of mid-century designs that will look really amazing with your collection. Mid-century is a broad design style when it comes to the variety of color and wood tones that are used. You can definitely use shelving units that are more minimal in color, like in this example. In this way, the colorful Legos and other decor items that you might have would be the color in your room. If you use white shelves like this, I firmly believe you need to have wood tones somewhere else in your room, whether that be the flooring, ceiling detail, or furniture. Otherwise, it's going to feel like a sterile doctor's office. It also may lead to your items feeling too random. In this way, the white shelving means you'll have to show restraint with how much you show. Although I will say, not as much restraint as some of the other ideas. I'm surprised with how well it actually works. You just want to make sure that you filter in other things besides your Star Wars items so that it doesn't look too much like a museum. I also suggest using some version of a door or drawers so that things don't look too cluttered and you can rotate what you have on display. A cool wall shelf like this is really amazing, but it can get fairly pricey. If you want to get this look on a budget, then I suggest utilizing a white shelf rack that you can get at probably any Lowe's or Home Depot and adding a low profile drawer or door system below it. You can also utilize these ones from Ikea that I love. That's the Vtisoe units for the rail system, and then the Ikea drawer or door units. Those will work really well underneath the Vtisoe unit. This example is about what this would look like. You'll notice this space has a lot of wood tones in the ceiling and the floors and in the furniture. Again, this makes it feel a lot more grounded and less sterile. Now, when styling your shelves, I want you to consider other cool mid-century items to display alongside your collection. Again, so it doesn't look like it's just a bunch of action figures or whatever. You need to kind of morph them in with your other interests, but also to make it really rounded out in this mid-century tone, find some cool mid-century things. I have gathered some ideas of fun and functional decor items that will pair well with your collection. This colorful flip calendar is so fun and will look amazing alongside your Boba Fett helmet from your Lego collection. If you have this, I'm so jealous. I also love this really amazing movie poster that I found on Etsy. I have paired it with some wood look items such as a walnut record player, speaker, and record holder. Here's a rendering where I've thrown this all together. Just a side note, I'm obsessed with these denim chairs that Ikea is re-releasing from an old, sometime in the mid-century collection. I really hope they release them in the States because I want it really bad, but I can only find them in Europe. So Ikea, if you're watching this, which I doubt it, but if you're watching this, please release these in the States. They're so cool. But as you can see, displaying colorful books and records and other decor will help make your collector's items look really cool. The only way to make it look cooler, in my opinion, is by using wood shelving. So let's talk wood shelving and displays. This is my favorite idea to give your space a grown-up look while highlighting your collection. Any wood looks great, light or dark. You can even buy the same Ikea units but use the wood look. For example, the Ikea systems often will come in a walnut look, which is fairly new. This is an example from Instagram from Homewithcolin. I had had to screenshot these next two photos from Reels, so I'm really sorry about the quality. This is just my petition to have more photos on Instagram again, because this was difficult to do, but I thought these were really great and I wanted to show you guys. He used the Ikea Aket walnut collection and turned them on their sides to create this incredible long low profile console piece. He also used some green Aket units in the middle, which I love as a pop of color. Mybrooklynapartment on Instagram also did this hack and added a side with all these square Aket units. It's a really fun asymmetrical moment. It also reminds me so much of my inspiration photo from my last video. I mean, this is so rich looking and your collection is really sure to pop in it. For your more valuable items, these Aket units actually have a glass door option as well. It's more money, but definitely a cool idea, especially for the items that you really love and want to protect. If you love the idea of a track unit that's a wood look like in this example, but let's just be honest, this is going to be very expensive, I suggest getting a regular track system like the one from Ikea or similar ones you can find at Lowe's or Home Depot, and instead wrap the white shelves in either a wood look contact paper or cut wood to cover the shelves to use instead of the white shelves themselves. You can even clad the walls in a thinner version of whatever wood stain combo you've used for your shelves. This way you'll get this built-in look. It's so mid-century unique and it's much more affordable. Again, your favorite Star Wars items are sure to look really amazing in this idea. I've not put a rendering for this idea because I had to make 3 different renderings for this video and it was taking a long time and I really wanted to release this for you. So if you want to see a rendering, just comment below. I'd be happy to make one. Besides wall shelves, another super fun idea is to display your items on a unit like this. If you have a space where you can float your sofa or even your bed, if you're in a studio apartment type of thing, wrapping it in a low profile shelf that you can display your fun items on is a really cool idea. Ikea has this unit that would work perfectly for this idea. It's not in a walnut look yet, but it's still got a wood look. It would be a perfect way to try this out. Now, if you don't want your space to feel too modern or mid-century, here's another style for you to consider: transitional. Transitional design combines modern and traditional styles. As with the other ideas I share with you today, the application of color and wood is very important to use in this design style to complement best with your memorabilia. I especially love the idea of moody colors in this aesthetic. For this to work, you really need some cool mid-century modern furniture or decor pieces to pair with your Star Wars collection. But the more traditional styled shelves that you might have in your home or want to add to your home will work fine with it. You will also need to be a lot more selective in this style on what you have to display. Too much is going to look messy. As you can see here, a mid-century light and chair pairs really well with this more traditional wall cladding and shelves. It would be a beautiful space for you to display your Star Wars collection. This is an even clearer example of this concept. Here we have very traditional shelves that might work better with your traditional style home, and it's paired with this super mid-century modern sofa, which allows you to add your cool Star Wars collection to your shelves in a more seamless design. It's all about blending these styles together. An affordable way to achieve this look is through using items like the Billy bookcases from Ikea. I prefer the wood look ones. I always suggest framing these shelves out to make them feel a little bit more built in. It really doesn't take much material to do this. I also suggest getting doors so that not all of your items are always on display. If you have colorful items on your shelves, which you will, you need to have a bold color somewhere in the room, whether by color drenching your ceilings and walls or just your walls, or by having furniture in a color and other accessories in that color. It just will help make sure that those colorful items don't stand out too much. Alright, say you love Star Wars but prefer a less masculine look. Let's add some more color and a little bit more of Art Deco design, without the abundance of mirrors that you see a lot in Art Deco. Okay, let's just say we should add some more round corners and arches, like in this example. Here we have these fun wooden arches, the pop of color and the cabinetry below, and a really cool wallpaper that's totally giving indoor vibes. Once again, more color is better and wood is always a must. Ways to create this style affordably can include using the more colorful Aket systems or framing in and building arches for Billy bookcases. Overall, adding arches and curved furniture is really the core of a achieving this style. If you liked the idea of arch room dividers like in the first example, but you don't have the space or budget to make it happen, I would suggest getting Billy bookcases with these glass doors and adding an arch detail to the front. Here I have this idea photoshopped on what I think this would look like. This also includes painting the bottom a statement color like the original example. I also added a really fun wallpaper in this rendering as well, which is linked below. I would also suggest statement lighting with more modern lines like these inexpensive ones that I have in our rendering. I found these on Wayfair and they are linked below. I have filled the cabinets with fun Star Wars finds as well. This specifically is a piece of art that screams this style to me. It's from Etsy and I love it so much. Add some futuristic Art Deco barware and mwah, perfection. I mean, these are pretty cool. You can see it, right? You can see it. That's also a great segue into a design style I discussed in my last video, a mixture of Victorian and mid-century design. Essentially, this is still transitional design. I would say, however, this leans a little bit more feminine, and the differences between the traditional Victorian motifs and the more bold Bauhaus mid-century styles reveals an even larger statement than we would normally see in transitional homes. That said, if you prefer a more feminine feeling, then the fusion of these two styles may really speak to you. I showed many ideas for this style in my previous introductory video, so make sure you pop over and check those out. Since we have talked more about masculine moody transitional design in this video already, let's talk about how we can use brighter or maybe more feminine leaning colors in this take of transitional design. Again, we want organic rounded corners because they're compatible with your Star Wars items. We can create those lines in furniture and lighting. The real difference here is in the feminine ornamental details. Wall treatments like wall molding and crown molding might speak more to your personal style. Adding these fun colors will complement the coloring in your Star Wars collection as well. Of course, like always, I believe using wallpaper is an amazing idea with this style. It just adds more color and interest to the space while complementing your colorful decor items. You can always just find a wallpaper that you love and make a giant piece of artwork with them if you don't want to commit to wallpapering the actual walls in your home. Of course, as I suggested in the more moody transitional rooms, I would suggest being careful on what you select to display. It will be hard to have a huge collection on display in this design style. It's just going to look too cluttered. Wall molding is a fairly easy and affordable update to a space that I personally adore. I have gathered some examples of amazing Star Wars items and other decor and furniture that encompasses this final idea, all of which are linked below. This is just a way for you to see the types of Star Wars items that will look really cool and grown up when you display them in this design style. As always, I suggest including other items to display with your collection so it doesn't feel too Star Wars heavy. In this mock-up, I designed for someone who enjoys film and photography, and I included a cool projector speaker combo because the function of your room is also extremely important, but of course they're pretty options. Here's the concept all together, and yes, even the fireplace is linked below. Don't worry, I know I told you that there's going to be brighter colors in this, and this is a very moody color. But as soon as I started going on this, I thought this was really cool. But you can see it still has a lot of very feminine lines. Overall, each of the design styles I showed today ties back to mid-century modern in some way, and that's because it's the style that connects and complements to your Star Wars collection the best. Next week, I'll be doing a video on how to best display your Harry Potter collection, and I can't wait to show you all of my affordable and fun ideas. I am still redoing my own office and nerdy space, as you can see behind me, and I'm excited to share that process with you soon. I'm designing to display my Star Wars, Disney, Harry Potter, and fantasy book series collections, so it's a fun challenge that I hope can inspire you and your home. If you have any questions or suggestions for this series, please comment it below. Like I said in my introductory video, the goal with this series is to help you with your specific spaces. If you are excited to see my upcoming projects, then please subscribe to my channel so you can see them when they are rolled out. All of my love to my fellow nerds, and until next time, may the Force be with you.